Hi Gemini, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, what I normally do is I let flip, fly, fall. Anywhere from 5 to 7 tarot cards. Take a look at that. Decide if we're looking at life or love, career, health. I feel like that one wanted to come out. And then go from there and clarify with various oracle cards to see what's kind of going on. So, all right, Gemini, second half of March, what's going on? 7 of Wands in the reverse position. So you've been fighting some stuff off, but you're not right now. So you had a lot of ideas coming at you, and now all of a sudden I feel like you maybe like froze up. It's kind of like your inspiration kind of went. Okay, Gemini, what's going on? Not got much to say. Hello. All right, let's take that one and that one and that one. So that is the King of Cups in reverse. You know, this is interesting. King of Cups in reverse has been coming up on a lot of my readings today. And 8 of Cups in the upright. And then the 10 of Swords. So you are over something. You are at the end of a cycle. You are at the end of a cycle. All right, what else is going on? Let me keep going here so I get the story. And there's 3 cards, and I'll take all 3 of those. Okay, so all right. So there's a lot of emotions going on. So maybe this is a love reading. Let me think about this. How do I want to look at this? Okay, I've got to talk this out loud, so you're going to have to bear with me. So 7 of Wands in the reverse. What did I say? I felt like that was a case of your inspiration kind of went out the window. And the King of Cups is somebody who's not saying anything. So I feel like the air has been let out of your balloon. And it's like a major disappointment. It's like maybe you were dating somebody and you had hopes that this relationship was going to go someplace, and this person, and I feel like it was a male person, never told you how they felt. You had a lot of ideas where this was going to go. They didn't ever share that with you, and you're just kind of like, I give up. You give up. Because you have shared your emotions with this person. You did share your emotions with this person. And because they didn't, okay. So this is kind of what it feels like. It kind of feels like you said, I love you, and they did not say, I love you back. And now you feel like you got stabbed in the back, and you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here. If that person is not in love with me, there is no point in me hanging around and thinking that I'm going to have my happy ending with this particular person over here, because I am ready to have a nice, happy relationship. And so you're kind of like, I'm ready to move on. It hasn't completely moved on yet. Otherwise, this would be in the upright position. So this feels like it's kind of like a decision. You said, I love you. You had a lot of thoughts that this was going someplace. Ideas, you know, you were picturing the wedding or whatever, writing your last name down, your new last name of what his name was. You said, I love you. He did not say, I love you. And it kind of broke your heart. You felt like you were stabbed in the back. You felt like you were deceived because it's like, well, I thought we were both going the same direction. And you're like, I want, you know, a happy ending and good things to come. And so you're kind of like, I think I'm going to have to move on from this person. So you're in contemplation mode, I guess, because you haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet. All right. Okay, so give me some clarification on maybe the situation on this storyline of you said I love you, he did not say it back, and now you're pissed. And you're like, I'll go find someone else to give me my happy ending and give me my, because this has got a heart in it. If you see that, you're like, I'm going to go find somebody else to fill my cups up and drink my wine with. And if he's not going to do it, you've got a lot to, you're like, I've got a lot to offer. I want to, you know, I've got big dreams and I've got a lot to offer someone. And if he's not the person that's going to fulfill it, then I need to move on. You just haven't done it yet. Okay, so something else that's coming to me, because the Wheel of Fortune has not flipped itself in the upright, there's some learning lessons that need to happen here. So the feeling that I'm getting is, okay, so what am I getting here? What am I feeling here? I feel like he's dangled the carrot. I feel like that's why you haven't just cut him off yet and you haven't said bye-bye, is because he's dangled the carrot out in front of you. He's indicated that there could be a future. He's made comments that made you think that there was a future. But when you either told him how you felt, I also feel like you could have had our relationship conversation. You could have said, where is this going? He didn't give you the answers that you wanted. And you're kind of like, oh, well. And, so something's keeping you there, and I feel like that's because he dangled the carrot. You know what? I'm not sure I want to use these cards for this row. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these. What's keeping you stuck there with this person? Why? What lessons do you need to learn before you cut ties with this person? Because there's something keeping you there. And I feel like there's some sort of a karmic relationship going on, and there's some lessons that need to be learned by both parties, by you or something. Communication. So, well, that's one of the things that's keeping you stuck there, is because he has not communicated what you think he needs to communicate yet. But I feel like you are being guided. I feel like you're being guided that it's time to go, but there's something that's not letting you release from this person yet. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry. Karmic partner. Okay. So let me think about this. Is it that? Is it the other person that's in a karmic relationship, and that's the block? Is that person a karmic relationship, karmic partner? It's a block. Okay, if it's a block, what's stopping you from moving forward? Let me think this out in my head. What am I getting here? All right. Okay. So this is the feeling. The feeling I'm getting is this person has played his poor me violin. Oh, she won't leave me alone. And it's another person. Oh, you know, he's got some freaking excuse all the time. Oh my God. I'm like, ugh. The feeling that I just got was just like, ugh. I just got this really sudden feeling that he's like a real jackass, asshole person who strung you along, who has made promises. And I also feel like he's played the victim, poor me, and you fell into that. You're like, you believe everything he's told you, and you believe that he's the victim. You believe that it's not his fault that this has happened, and you have fell for his bullshit, hook, line, and sinker. The answer is no. No, that person is not the right person for you. Hell no, that person is not the right person for you. But you had to go through some learning lessons. They had a mask on. You didn't see through the mask. They pretended to be somebody they weren't. And now you need to, well, the purge is about ready to happen. You need to purge this. There was a word that just came to me. Just deception. Sorry, didn't mean to yell at you. There was a lot of deception there. You need to purge through that deception and realize, oh gosh. I feel like I want to go, I'm sorry. I am sorry that you got hooked up with a person like that. I am sorry that you believed what they said. I'm sorry that you didn't pay attention to the red flags. I'm sorry that this happened to you. But the good news is, because this happened to you, you will never ever let this happen again. You will pay attention to the red flags the next time. You will communicate your feelings sooner. You will find out if you guys are on the same page sooner. You will not fall for the bullshit. You will not do a lot of things the next time around. This was a major, major learning lesson that needed to happen in order for you to have that happy life that you want to have. So the next relationship, so maybe next month you get through what you need to, and this will be flipped back up. This will be flipped up. The wheel would have turned. You will have gotten this butthead out of your life. You will have said your goodbyes. You will have meant it. You will have realized this was a learning lesson. You will not beat yourself up, but you're going to have to purge. There's probably going to be some crying. And it's more, I feel like it's more aggravation towards yourself. You are really, really, really aggravated that you fell for their bullshit. And you're asking yourself, how did I do it? Well, part of the reason is because they were pretending to be somebody that they weren't. So maybe, you know, maybe there was some dishonesty on both parts of that. Because usually there's some mirroring that goes along in a relationship. So take a look at it and really look at how you played a part in that by not paying attention to the red flags, not being who you, maybe you were not being completely up and up about who you were, about your interests. Maybe you had a mask on yourself. I feel like both of you had a mask on. And neither one of you were being completely honest with the other person about what was really, really going on. I feel like a lot of it had to do with you were really afraid to say, this is also something else that's kind of coming to me. This feels like it could have very well been a friends with benefits relationship. When inside and deep down in your heart, you really wanted a full-blown, I love you, you are the world to me kind of relationship. But you never told that person that. You were kind of going along with the friends with benefits relationship, and they thought that's what you wanted. And so if they'd have known that you were really, really interested in a full-blown relationship, they might not have stuck around as long. So keep that in mind. You were not completely being upfront with him, her, that person as much as you should have. You were holding some stuff in yourself. So don't put the blame on them completely here, because friends, someone who's only interested in sex and friends with benefits should not be dating somebody that wants the full court press, full love affair over here, because that is not going to happen. So you got two different agendas that were going on there. The good news is you will not ever let that happen again. Next time you meet somebody, you're going to go, I'm looking for this, 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 and this. And if that's not what they're looking for, you're on to the next. I'm looking for this, 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 and this. Next. And just look at it that way. That you know exactly what you want. And you are the one interviewing them. It is not the other way around. You are the one interviewing them. So make sure that you are upfront with them about what you are looking for. And if they are not looking for the same thing, then they will go about their business and they will find somebody that's only looking for sex or friends with benefits or whatever. There is a time and place for that. But if you want a full-on, happy ending, 10 of Cups relationship, you can't be messing around with somebody that's like that. So that feels like that's what happened. I'm trying to decide what I want to use for the last... I want to use these. My essential... No. Nope. I'm using these. All right. These are going to be last words from the universe. This is your higher self. These are messages from your guides, past relatives, anybody else that has anything left to say about this relationship. I mean, it was a very well-learned lesson. It was a very well-learned lesson. It was a painful lesson. But it feels like that lesson got learned, and you will not be repeating that. So what else do you, universe, people on the other side, guides, have to say to Geminis about this situation? That one, partners. I feel like that is saying your partner, your equal partner is out there. I mean, everything about that, there's like, see how the seahorses' tails are wrapped around each other. Aw, and you've got these two little fishies that are holding hands. Your partner is out there, the one that's going to wrap their tail around you and wrap their hands around you and want the same thing that you do. Your partner is out there. That is most definitely the feeling you are going to have your happy ending. You just need to make sure that you stick with, be honest about what you want. Don't be embarrassed to tell people that you want a happy ending. You know, don't be ashamed of that. There's plenty of people out there that want to get married and have kids and travel and do whatever. Be free. I feel like that's saying be free to be who you are. Feel free to be who you are. You know, stand up for who you are. Stand your ground. You know, don't be ashamed of who you are. What else do you have to say about this situation that cropped up? I feel like I went, all right, those two, apparently. Find your identity. Well, and I feel like that kind of goes along with maybe you weren't clear with yourself. You didn't realize what you really wanted until this came along. And now it's kind of like you need to like go back in and get clarity on what you wanted and see the beauty around you. I feel like that just says, you know, look at what you have in your life. I feel like right now you're probably kind of feeling a little sorry for yourself and wounded. I feel like you're feeling very wounded. Just take a look at that and think, God, you know, just, wow. Lucky I didn't waste my time on that any longer than I did. Now I can move on and find my real person. Thank you for my misery, as Amy Satori always says. Thank you for my misery. Thank you for this learning lesson. Thank you for getting this over sooner than later. Freedom. Good Lord, freedom's coming up a lot. I just keep thinking, like, be yourself. You know, if you've got certain interests, maybe you didn't divulge your true self in that relationship. Let it be. So just kind of drop that whole thing and move on, and don't waller in your, don't feel sorry for yourself forever. Don't play the victim. Poor me, you know, he led me on, whatever. You played a part in that too, and just recognize what your part in that whole thing was and how to make sure that that does not happen to you again. So that's it for Gemini's second half of March. I will see you 1st of April. Bye.